Good afternoon. Today is the 21st of February and we're back in the Rover today. The journey I did over the weekend for filming with my mother's Mercedes, which gets much better fuel economy than this, and also has the advantage of a heating and ventilation system that works on all the speeds. This car currently does not have that luxury. We're not talking about that though today. Of course, this is the very vague vlog, and so it could just be very boring. It's likely to be rambling and vague because that's the nature of it. But you know, there we go. Oh, I only just went past with some Triumphs on it. So actually, we're going to be talking about something today that a lot of you won't maybe know much about or even particularly be interested in. But those of you who are still watching after this standard kind of rambling and pointless introduction will want to hear maybe about the sound aspect of film or video. And this car is alright in terms of filming with the equipment that I normally use, apart from the mount wobbling, which is just what it does, unfortunately. You can see it right now. It's more about the fact that I have been wondering about sound for a little while now. I've sort of flitted between using microphones and not using microphones. Even on Tweed Jacket reviews, sometimes we use microphones and sometimes we simply don't. When I film with Mr. Franks and we do the interior driving section of the car that we're filming, we don't actually use a separate microphone for that at all. We used to, but now we just set up his iPhone, I think it's an 11 or something, and just record using the usual mount. The stabilised footage that has is so good, you don't need anything other than a normal phone mount, and you don't need a microphone. The rest of the Tweed Jacket reviews are filmed generally though on a proper DSLR camera with a separate microphone, which means they are better quality than most of the channel outputs. However, the purposes of this is very much the setup that I would use for something like sensible second-hand classics or sensible second-hand reviews. No budget reviews, we don't use a separate microphone, and anybody who criticises the sound quality of no budget reviews after the introduction that we have on there, I think maybe hasn't watched the introduction of the video properly. I put it right at the beginning for a reason. But with sensible second-hand reviews and classics, and also contingency reviews, I have started again using a separate microphone. The reason for that is because when I filmed with Mr. Martin from JML Cars, I noticed that the audio was really poor in the driving sections of the BMW Z3 video. And I have had a separate microphone for a time. I've actually got two of them. Wow. My gosh, it's another black P4. I don't think you saw that on the video, but thought for a minute Alex Saturn's actually turned up in Hampshire, which hopefully she will do for the social event that's happening on the 27th of March. But anyway, that was by the by. So I did use a separate microphone for that video, and I haven't been for some time because I'm not convinced the results are actually better when I do. It's a proper Sony microphone. This has actually got 2 channels and everything. It's a stereo microphone. But the footage I've got from the last time I used this, which was driving back from Dudley, that some of you channel members would have seen a week ago on Valentine's Day. Obviously, if you aren't a channel member of the second tier up and above, you'll be seeing this in March, so it won't make much sense. But those of you who actually saw the previous video on Valentine's Day will notice I used a slightly different camera to record it, but also I used the microphone to do it, which I don't normally do, or at least I haven't been doing. And the audio was really no better than if I hadn't used it, which was very surprising. But after that Z3 video, which was filmed, I think 1st of February that was filmed, video audio was so poor that I decided I'd give this a try again. Now, you'll have to tell me in the comment section below whether this is actually any better than the usual very vague vlogs. But I don't know if it is. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's not. I don't actually normally need a separate microphone when I'm doing any other type of filming with the car. It's no better, it's sometimes worse when filming outside in wind. With wind, there's really nothing I can do with the type of equipment I have, and because we're not at the stage at all, very far from it in fact, that I actually even cover my expenses on the channel. I don't, pay myself anything for my time. I can't. The gap between actually what the channel brings in and what it costs to make the videos is so big that I can't even think about that. My lady wife asked me to sort of tell her the other day, but it's kind of pointless if the gap is so big, so I don't really think about it very much. But yes, that's why I'm so grateful to the people who are channel members and get to see the videos early, particularly the very vague vlogs for second-tier channel members and above, and people who donate on the super chats and the live streams, people who actually get to channel on a monthly basis. It all very much helps. In fact, I stayed in the hotel over the weekend after I'd filmed 3 cars in one day, and that was actually helped by things like the t-shirts and mugs and stickers that we have available in the video description below is a link to all of those, and also the people who give the channel every month by membership or just actual donations. It's all very much helped by that, which is why I really keep going. If I didn't kind of have a little bit financial support in that way, I'm not even sure I'd be able to really sort of continue, because it costs so much to make stuff, even without really expensive jacket reviews, which we hardly do any, because they're so expensive in comparison with what they actually bring in, and a lot of people don't want to watch them, so we don't really make them very much anymore. But it's just very difficult to justify spending loads and loads of money on things like microphones and £2,000 DSLRs and fancy mounts if people don't really kind of want to watch anything more than some like no budget reviews. But the last 2 no budget reviews that we've done have been relatively successful in the way that actually, it's literally all the equipment I have is a wobbly phone mount, although this is a much better phone mount than some I've used, and the H phone that I started using for the channel about November 2019, that's all I have. And so if stuff's not going to really sort of improve things in a meaningful way, I mean, like, people actually kind of, getting smoother footage and things like that, then I won't bother upgrading the equipment. I do intend to, for something like second-hand classics or reviews, if the footage is very jerky. But in the Toyota Garage it was okay, and also in the Toyota Verso S that I filmed over the weekend, that was fine. But the Z3, that was really a time where I just thought, with a long-term feature channel, hopefully we'll start sort of picking up a little bit more in terms of revenue, and then we can maybe get a slightly better camera for doing that sort of thing, because I think at the level that I am, obviously it's not even covering the costs or anywhere near that, but if I want to actually kind of sort of keep going with this in the longer term, then I'm going to have to upgrade the equipment at some point. I'm not going to ask you to sort of start donating money, that kind of thing at the moment. The support I'm getting is wonderful, but that's really not the kind of main thing that actually is important. The important thing is actually that people watch the videos, that they like the videos. If you want to, then it's very nice if people subscribe. The videos for the very vlogs will not be behind a paywall. They might come out a bit later, and that's just really to give the people who donate on those two top tiers of the channel a little bit extra for what they do. These videos do eventually get released. Whether you like them or not, that's really up to you. I don't make any pretense about them being any good. In fact, they're probably the opposite. But you know, they're there for you to watch or not, as the case may be. And you know, some people do enjoy them. Anyway, I think that's quite enough for me going on about really nothing again, which is what very vague vlogs tend to be, I'm afraid. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. If you would like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, I'd very much appreciate it. And thank you to everybody who does make this all possible. Really very much appreciate it.